Imagine a mother whose heart is heavier than most, yet her hands are steadier than many. A mother who sends her sons to the battlefield, stands by their side when others flee, and in the fury of war becomes not a bystander, but a shield. Today's story will change how you think about courage, sacrifice, and legacy. In the ancient city of Medina lived a woman named Amina. She and her family were among the first to embrace a new, powerful faith. The air was thick with tension. Whispers of war grew into roars as enemy forces gathered outside the city walls. One morning, Amina called her two sons, Jamil and Ibrahim. Her voice was quiet but unshakable. "My sons," she said, "the call has come. You must ride out to defend what we believe in." With heavy but determined hearts, the brothers mounted their steeds. Amina watched them go, her gaze steady, even as her heart quivered. The battle began. The faithful were desperately outnumbered. Soon, panic spread, and many began to retreat. On a ridge overlooking the valley, a crucial group of archers abandoned their posts, chasing after spoils. This single mistake opened a path for the enemy cavalry to sweep in, collapsing the lines of the faithful. It was into this chaos that Amina arrived. She'd only come to bring water to the wounded, but what she saw changed everything. Her husband Khalid and her two sons were surrounded, and the leader of their movement was in grave danger. In that instant, the water jar fell from her hands. She snatched up a fallen sword and shield, and without a second's hesitation, she charged forward. With the shield in one hand and a sword in the other, Amina became a living wall between her leader and the charging cavalry. She fought with a fury that stunned everyone. Jamil and Ibrahim, inspired by her fearlessness, rallied beside her and their father. At one point, a horseman slashed at Amina's shield. She didn't just block the blow, she struck back, severing the horse's bridle and sending the rider tumbling to the ground. When her youngest son, Ibrahim, was wounded in the arm, she didn't coddle him. She tore a piece of her own clothing, wrapped his wound tightly, and said firmly, "Go, my son. Fight until your last breath." The leader of the movement saw this family's incredible bravery. He called out to Jamil, "Go, help your mother." Together, mother and son repelled another attacker. Later, the leader would say, "Wherever I looked on the battlefield, saw her fighting." Amina survived that day, though. She bore 12 wounds across her body. Her husband and son survived too, but their tests were far from over. Years later, one of her sons was martyred while serving as an envoy. Amina, now older, grieved, but her spirit remained unbroken. In her 60s, she joined another military campaign, where she lost an arm and suffered more wounds, yet she remained unbowed. When the dust of that final battle settled, she turned to the leader and made a simple request. "Pray for us, that we may accompany you in the next life," he prayed. "O God, make them my companions in paradise." Amina's face lit up with peace. She replied, "After this, I care not what I endure in this world." This story, set amidst the clang of swords and the cries of men, is truly about motherhood and sacrifice. It's about choosing a cause greater than yourself and standing firm when the world turns against you. Bravery isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. Legacy isn't just what you leave behind, it's who you raise and how you stand. Amina's greatest sacrifices happened not in the spotlight, but in the quiet resolve of her heart, and they had a world-shaking impact. So, as you reflect on her story, ask yourself, what will your stand look like when everyone else hesitates? If you found this story as inspiring as I did, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and leave a comment below. Which part of Amina's journey moved you the most? We have so many more untold chapters of history and real heroes to share. Until next time, stay courageous, stay grounded, and keep your heart aligned. Thanks for watching.